name is Monique, and my family and I left city life and moved to the Midwest United States in the middle of Amish country. We live high on a hill with beautiful views and starry night skies. We planted a small orchard and vineyard and a large garden where we grow our own food. I operate a cottage bakery and we have bees. We share with you what working a small country farm is like with no experience. So subscribe and welcome to Starlight Hill Farmhouse. Come out and do a little intro for a video just to put it in perspective of what we did this past 2 weeks around the farmhouse and how we're preparing it for winter. So as you can see, we are in full-on fall behind us. The leaves are practically off all the trees, which is kind of a little disappointing because it's so beautiful here when there are just pops of color everywhere. Fall here is just as beautiful as summer. So, you know, I'm a little disappointed, a little sad that all the leaves are falling off, because then after that you just get brown. Just, you know, there's no lovely shade of brown ever. So we make it through winter, and at the very end of winter, people are just like, just biting at the bit for summer. So we are just starting. We are still into fall, and I'm not even gonna think about winter right now. But this is my intro into the video that I'm working on, and that I want to show you about how we prepare for winter, because there's still things to do. And especially at fall, you know, you think, oh, the harvest is done. You've brought in all your vegetables, you know, everything is done on the farmhouse. It's cold, it's rainy, there's nothing else to do. That's actually not the case. There is a lot to do. There's a lot of prep before winter, and there's still some things into winter that you have to do. You also have to prep things that you wouldn't even think of, like get out the boots, get out the winter clothes. There's still sometimes work that needs to be done in the snow, on the ice. You still have to work out here. Sometimes you have to mend a fence. Maybe a tree fell because there was a storm and you have to get it off the fence or get it, you know, cut down or something out. So one of the things that I did is I did get a winter coat, because one for the farmhouse working outside. Let me show you that. Good outside coat. And these are really good to have. These are made out of kind of like a canvas jean material, and then they're warm on the inside. This has a hood just in case you're caught out in the rain or if it's a little chilly. And you want something that has cuffed, you know, elastic wristband. They also have pockets, which is really good. And so this is really nice and warm. And I'll give you an idea of what it looks like. I don't know if I can put it on with this. Yeah, I can. So it's a little big, but this is it here. And I can tell you, I'm sure I will grab this coat many times. But it does come with a hood, and it zips up, and it's nice and warm and toasty. But these are one of the types, this is the type of coat that you want when you're working outside and you know it's going to get dirty, you know it's going to get muddy, you know it's going to, this is something that you don't mind if something happens to you. This is a hard-working man's jacket for the outdoors on a farmhouse. I got this at Costco. So they sell them at different box stores. So they do sell them at Costco. You can get them all different places. Rural King, TSC, you can get them at, I've even seen them really nice ones at Marshall's. If you see them at Marshall's or your TJ Maxx type stores, grab those. Those are really good. Good prices as well. This one was really good. I want to say we paid probably, I don't know, it was like maybe $50 for this at Costco. Not a bad deal whatsoever. So it's a bit brisk outside still. So one of the things that we did is, because of our rascally sheep that we have out there that like to roam our property, they're actually our neighbor's sheep, but they've escaped from his yard probably about a month ago now, and they've just been on our property the whole time. which is perfectly fine. We have no problem with that until they started eating things that they should not eat, like my fruit trees. All right, sheep, you are not allowed over there. Hey, that's my peach tree. All right, that is bad, bad, no. All right, you guys go back up there. Get away from my trees, go. Ah, they ate my peach tree. All right, we're gonna have to keep them out of this area. Keep going, keep going. The orchard is off limits for sheep and my plants. So we've had to take some precautions. Sorry, Poppy. So we've had to take some precautions and wrap the fruit trees, some of them. I don't have enough wrap. I do have to get some more. But as we get to each one, wrap the fruit trees in wire mesh just to keep them out. And it's actually a good thing. You know, it's something I've wanted to do. It keeps out the deer and it allows the trees to grow and mature and get strong. And once they get to a certain size, the deer pretty much won't bother them. So let's get to the video. And if you like it, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification so you're notified of any future, what are we doing? So you're notified of any future videos. Let's get to it. So here's my stash of cardboard that I've been collecting all summer from people from work. I just kind of put the word out. I would dumpster dive behind some places that were putting in new appliances. Those are the best ones. These are going into the garden actually to lay flat because they're so nice and thick. And I need to dig down here for some that are a little tiny bit thinner for the trees. But I have box I have to break down. I even kept some of the little, these are great for planting. You know, this is just paper that has been compressed into this shape. And these are great for starter plants and they break down very, very well. You get these inside of boxes. And I just hope there's no chemicals. I don't think so. They just look like, you can see the paper bits in there. So I kept those for transplanting.
Living on a hill means that almost every bit of our land is on some degree of slope. This includes the garden. And planting on a slope is not a bad thing, but we notice there's a rather large divot at the lower end of the garden, and before we put down the cardboard and wood chips, we want to fill in the divot and level out the slope to some degree. We're moving some of the excess dirt from the top of the garden to the lower end and leveling it just a tad. Now the ground is ready for cardboard.
We found potatoes. Look at these. These are nice big potatoes.
I should have left the other potatoes in there just a little bit longer. These look great. This is about as much of the dirt that we could move around, but it looks great. And now we're ready to put the cardboard down. We did have to take some of the bricks for the greenhouse and place them on top so the wind wouldn't blow the cardboard away because we didn't have wood chips yet.
Look at that view. Absolutely gorgeous. That is fall in all its glory. Look at those red maples. They're like on fire. Beautiful.
I've put down the cardboard. Now I'm just going to dump the leaves in there. And this will give it some protection over the winter time. It needs a little more leaves though.
And those will blow around. I'm gonna put some hay on there. Hopefully I'll get some wood chips that'll weigh all this down. It will kill the grass. The snow will come and fall on top of that. And by spring, all the grass around there will be dead. It'll be really nice. It'll be clean. It'll be a nice, odd-shaped, grassless circle. So I'm just gonna get a stick and kind of move it around a little bit. So there we go. Now we kind of have to weigh the odds between mulching for the winter and providing a really good, nice, warm home for some rodents. Well, we live on a farm. They're gonna find places to go anyway. So, and you're providing some really good mulch, some really good winter protection, and a little kickstart for the spring. So I figured I'll do that instead. Worry about the rodents later. So there we go, one down, and then I gotta go do that one right there. So first we put down some cardboard, and then we add the leaves. All right, so we've added the leaves, and it may look like a lot now, especially for this little tiny tree, and it's pretty thick. But these are already starting to break down, and they'll break down really quickly, and within a month they will be like even half the size. And then once I add some wood chips or hay on top of that, they'll even be more compacted. So, and I just can't stop looking at this beautiful view, this beautiful fall view. I mean, look at the trees, the red trees. It's just like little bursts of fire. Just like burning bushes. I mean, they're just beautiful. Look at that. And the oranges and the yellows. What a gorgeous view. Gorgeous. But back to the leaves. So we have finished this one. We have finished the one way over there. And they both got a bag full of leaves. And I think, let's see what else we need to do. I'm not gonna put any leaves over here because the elderberries, I need to just fix the fencing. I think I mentioned earlier that I put this fencing up when it was dark out, and I just used what I had, which was 3 different types of fencing. So I need to come back and make it a little prettier and just encircle each elderberry bush. All right, I don't know how I'm gonna get this. All right, come on down, baby girl. Oh, I got you. No. All right, maybe if we jump. Come on, I'm gonna. All right, I got you. I got you. I got you. Oh. Okay. I got an apple. I got an apple. I got an apple. No. Oh, look, we have another one. Right here. Right here. I love that feeling of picking fruit off a tree. We had a piece of fruit right there. That one fell. I don't see any anywhere else. So here's my book. Here are all my pegs. And we have to match these up. See if I have any more in my pocket. All right, so this is what we have. And then I have a little map on the next, well, I thought I had a little map on the next page. Maybe it's this way. Maybe it's on this page. Aha, here's my map. Okay, so we know here's 1 through 10, and this was 1 through 10. We're missing 2, 4, and 6. So for some reason I lost the even numbers. And then we have, I know, 4 peaches, 2 nectarines, 2 pears, 2 cherries, and 2 plums. So, oh, look at that. You can see the rain coming down over there. Isn't that amazing how the rain pulls down the clouds? That is so beautiful. And it looks like it's still trying to come this way, so I need to hurry.
I found these aluminum plant labels on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description below, but they're supposed to be water resistant, weather resistant, and they're sturdy and durable. You just write on them with a ballpoint pen and they engrave whatever you write on there.
So now we're walking over to one of the persimmon trees, and it's one of the ones that are caged up here. And I think what I'm going to do, instead of putting it on the tree, I'm just going to put it on this here. There we go. So there's the American persimmon. Here is another American persimmon, and you're like, you're walking towards the fire. Yes, I am. In order to cut down that tree, our very good friend who is a forester, I don't know if that's what you call him, somebody who fells trees, he had to take this down so it wouldn't get smashed. So he dug it out, laid it down, cut that tree, it fell, and we replanted it. I thought it was dead, but in actuality, it is still green. I am going to wait and see how it does next year. But in the meantime, we will put a marker on it. And the only thing I need to do, because it has seriously got a lean to it, is I'm going to take the post and I'll just train it up and I'll put it up like that. So that's our burn pile. Oh, it's so nice and toasty. Oh, it feels good. Oh, it's hot. I don't think I need to get that close. Oh, it's very hot. All right, let's go over to, now this here, I don't need to mark it. It's our only one. This is a cedar tree. It's our only one in the ground right now. I take that back. That one over there is a cedar. So this is our cedar tree. And it has two sides, and I think I need to cut one side off so I don't have a two trunked tree. Yeah, I hate doing that though. But it was dead. We got it alive, it died, and then I put it in the ground, and the following year it came back and it's doing so well. And I think that one is going to do the same thing. We got it, it was alive, we put it in the ground, it has died. I'm gonna wait until next year and see how it does. And if it comes back, great. If not, we're gonna just have to pull it up and put another one in there. So same thing with this one here. This is our Chickasaw plum tree, and I can't wait for this one to grow, because this one is going to be right out of the kitchen window there, and I'll be able to see this very pretty tree and come out here and pick plums at my leisure. There we go. Chickasaw plum. And I just marked Chickasaw plum, the year it was planted, and the orchard where I bought it from. Here we go. Everything's marked. That is so beautiful. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. There they are by the... And they were nibbling on that tree that's wrapped up right there. So I put the mesh wire around, and they do not bother the tree anymore, which is good. Right, Poppy? Let's go show them the tree. So the other tree here that I have did the same thing too. And we just put this wire mesh. It's actually called hardware cloth. If I can get that out, hardware cloth. So we put the hardware cloth around, just put some stakes around there. This is a temporary enclosure until the tree is big enough, just like those trees over there. And the other thing that we did over here, because they were eating, they ate all my grapes. these sheep, I tell you. So I did have some Concord grapes on a couple of the vines. I had one there, and I had some grapes growing on that one right there. And they got in and they munched on all my grapes. Well, I think I'm a pretty good sport because all I did was put a fence up. I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, they like the grapes. I like the grapes, so of course they like the grapes. And this is the first year, so there was really nothing I can do with just 2 bunches of grapes. So yeah, they ate it. I'm no worse for wear, so it's okay. At least they didn't tear down. They were starting to nibble on the actual vine itself. So I put up this, and it's hard to tell in the video, but this is a 4-sided enclosure now, where before it was only a 3-sided enclosure. We only had it enclosed on the wooded side, so the back and then the 2 sides, because the deer never came around. I guess they couldn't figure it out to come around and get to the vines. So they saw the fence on the back side and they saw it on the side, and they never thought to come around and eat the vines. The sheep were a little bit smarter. They figured it out and they started nibbling. So we just put 1, 2, 3, 4. We just finished off the enclosure. It's not as tall as the backside. We didn't need it that tall because the deer don't come on this side. And the deer won't jump into an enclosure there are objects that are in there and they can't see a clear path to jump into. They'll just leave it alone. And the greenhouse has been ordered, and this is the future home of the greenhouse. So I'm really excited about that. And there are the brick that will go inside of the greenhouse. So today we received our first load of wood chips. I still have my bee suit on. I was checking the bees earlier, and it's just so cold out here. I didn't want to take it off because it's just an extra layer of warmth. So here I have to spread this over the cardboard. I'm gonna start doing that, and it smells so good. It is apple, walnut, and maple wood chips. So that's what we have there. The one thing I like about this order that I've had some previous orders, is I have finer wood chips, which is nice. There are some big pieces in there, like over there. You can see those big pieces right there. But for the most part, they ground these up pretty good. So you do wood chips, you grind them up, you put them in the grinder. They chipped them up. They put them in a wood chipper. It's cold out here. So next week, it's going to be back in the 50s, which is really nice. But I can't wait until next week. I have to get these out now. And then I'm also going to mix it in with some of this hay, get this hay out of here. You're probably just thinking, Moni, why don't you just get the tractor and use the dumper? Well, the tractor's in the shop, so I can't wait for the tractor to get back next week. This needs to get done now. So I have an herb update. I may have inadvertently killed my herbs because it snapped cold last night, like 25 degrees cold. And so we have a thick layer of frost. And yeah, it's probably my fault. I wasn't paying attention to the forecast. And what I'm trying to do now is salvage what I can. Put some plastic around the pots. It will warm up coming days next week. It's going to be in the 50s, but this is, oh, I don't think I don't think they're gonna make it. So you can see here, we have some frost, and that one died. That's actually snow, not frost. We did have some snow yesterday, so you can see the snow there. The feverfew never grew. That's the dandelion. And this here is, what is this? That's the mother's wort. This was the purslane, I believe. Yep. And the comfrey, which is good. I definitely want to save that because I want to save the leaves on that. So how is cornflower doing? Not so well, which is, I believe, echinacea. This is, I don't know what this is. This is borage. All right, so I'm just gonna put the plastic over the tops. All right, so I've covered them in plastic, and I have some over here as well that I've done. Oh, brr, it's cold. I am not prepared for this yet. I've done the same thing with the herbs that I brought over here. So these are going to all go into the greenhouse.
Well, that's it for this video, and we will continue with preparing garden and home for winter once again, but for right now, I'm going to say good night.